Welcome back to the CamVox Times special coverage. I'm Laura Jacobson, and tonight we continue our series with insights from Dr. Julius Taka, serving as political analyst for the CPDM USA Campaign Task Force under the leadership of Madam Ya Patience Tamfu, CPDM USA Section President and head of the re-election campaign for President Paul Biya. Dr. Taka, over to you.
Thank you, Laura. Today's episode will review how a Paul Biya is a vote for regional development, decentralization, and inclusive growth. In 1982, when President Paul Biya assumed office, Cameroon's development was uneven and heavily centralized. The capital cities of Yaoundé and Douala received the bulk of investment, while many rural regions remained underdeveloped. Roads were scarce, hospitals and schools were concentrated in urban areas, and local councils operated with little autonomy. The cries for greater equity between regions were growing, and without change, the nation risked fragmentation between the center and the periphery. President Paul Biya recognized early that sustainable development must reach every corner of the nation, and that empowering local communities was the key to long-term stability. His leadership has been marked by two pillars in this regard: regional development and decentralization. Regional development has transformed the landscape of Cameroon. In the north, irrigation schemes and agricultural programs have brought life back to arid lands. Roads linking Garoua to Maroua and Kuseri have boosted trade, while new hospitals in Garoua and Maroua have saved lives. In the west, the University of Tsang, Bafoussam Regional Hospital, and road projects like Bafoussam Bamenda have turned the region into a hub of education and commerce. The east, once isolated, now has the Bertoua Regional Hospital, improved mining infrastructure, and special development plans to harness timber and mineral resources responsibly. The southwest and northwest regions, despite security challenges, have also witnessed significant government investment. Limbe Regional Hospital, the University of Bamenda, the Kumba Mamfe Road, and electricity expansion projects stand as symbols that no region is forgotten. In the south, Kribi has been transformed with its deep sea port, modern roads, and a growing tourism sector. Littoral remains Cameroon's economic powerhouse with Douala, but it has seen further modernization through industrial zones, port expansions, and bridges like the Wuri. The center region, anchored by Yaoundé, has grown with new administrative facilities, highways, and hospitals, but also with programs spreading benefits to rural councils. Each region has been touched by the deliberate policy of balanced development. Decentralization has been the other great pillar. For decades, Cameroonians called for more local control of their resources and development. President Paul Biya listened. Through constitutional reforms and practical measures, decentralization was enshrined as a reality. Today, councils and regions have elected representatives, special budgets, and the ability to decide their own priorities. The Special Decentralization Allocation Fund provides direct financial transfers so that local projects, schools, clinics, water supply, and markets can be initiated and managed locally. The creation of regional councils marked a historic milestone. For the first time, communities have a formal voice in shaping their destinies. These councils deliberate, plan, and execute projects according to the unique needs of their people. Whether it is building classrooms in a rural village, rehabilitating farm-to-market roads, or supporting cultural festivals, decentralization has given power back to the people. President Biya's vision of decentralization has not been abstract. It has been visible in daily life. A council in the far north that rehabilitates boreholes so women no longer walk kilometers for water. A council in the west that invests in classrooms, giving children a chance to learn in better conditions. A council in the east that builds rural electrification lines to light up villages. These are the silent revolutions of decentralization, happening every day, changing lives quietly but powerfully. Regional balance has also been about addressing inequalities. Special funds have been directed to historically disadvantaged areas like the far north and east to close the gap with more developed regions. Integration programs have supported nomadic populations, while agricultural modernization projects have targeted rural farmers. The aim has been clear. No Cameroonian should feel left behind because of where they were born. Infrastructure ties decentralization and development together. Without roads, bridges, and electricity, decentralization is hollow. That is why President Biya's leadership linked decentralization to major infrastructure projects. Councils today can propose and manage feeder road projects, but those roads connect to national highways. They can build health posts, but those posts are linked to regional hospitals. They can support vocational training, but those students graduate into a national economy that is diversified and resilient. Consider the human stories. A farmer in the east who once had no market for his produce now sells cassava and maize at a modern local market built by his council. A teacher in the northwest who once taught under a tree now teaches in classrooms constructed through decentralized budgets. A mother in the north who once fetched unsafe water now draws clean water from a borehole funded by her community. These are lives changed because development is no longer dictated only from Yaoundé, but decided in partnership with the people themselves. International partners have also recognized this progress. The World Bank, IMF, and bilateral donors now support Cameroon's decentralization efforts with funding and expertise because they see a government genuinely committed to empowering local communities. Cameroon has become a model in Central Africa for integrating decentralization into a broader development strategy. In 1982, Cameroon was centralized, unequal, and imbalanced. In 2025, under President Paul Biya, Cameroon has moved toward decentralization, regional development, and inclusive growth. While challenges remain, the direction is clear. Power is closer to the people, and development is reaching every region. That is why, on October 12th, Cameroonians must vote to continue this vision. The vote for President Paul Biya is the vote for regional development, decentralization, and inclusive growth. Back to you, Laura.
Thank you, Dr. Taka. That concludes today's episode. Be sure to stay with us throughout this special series as we share more about President-elect Paul Biya's leadership, his vision, and what it means for Cameroon today. I'm Laura Jacobson, and this is the CamVox Times Daily News. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Allez, allez, allez les lions, bravo, soyez toujours champions, vous atteindrez